Series continues as the NBA turns. The trade deadline came, and last but not least, boys out of the LA show, purple and white and yellow, all that good stuff there. They grabbed Andre Drummond, the dude that was playing for Cleveland, a double-double king, 6'10", 6'11", handles. No shot. I've seen him shoot it in some practice games, and it looks like it probably could form if he shot it enough, but not a good shooter. A great inside player, great throwback player who's going to help on the offensive rebound perspective and defensive rebound perspective as the Lakers attempt to make a run with all the competition adding up more stars to go against Mr. LeBron James. Mr. 36 years old, who has an injured Anthony Davis. Woo! Let's talk. So they needed an extra push. They got it. Drummond is still young, all right? Still young, 27 years old, 17.5 points per game, almost 13.5, 14 rebounds. I'm rounding up. 2.5 assists per game plus 1.6 steals. Again, I'm rounding. And then 1.2 blocks. That's the critical factor as we look at the Los Angeles Lakers and what he brings to the table for Andre Drummond, all right? Now, as we get through it, let's look at the standings, man. Let's talk. We talking about what's happening over on the west side. It's kind of tough, right? It's kind of tough. They're in the 4th seed. They're trying to continue on and hold on. There's a couple other teams that have just made some moves, some dangerous moves. Let's talk about Denver and Aaron Gordon. Tremendous game against Atlanta last night. I'm not going to give him hype yet. I said Aaron Gordon edition is just like Jeremy Grant edition. It kind of puts him in the same spot. They shut me up last night. Let's see if that continues. Portland Trailblazers, they added Norm Powell. That's an interesting pickup. We got to see how that plays out, all right? Lo and behold, San Antonio is still in there, even without LaMarcus Aldridge. And sneaking back into the playoff talks is Memphis Grizzlies. My Lord God. Talk about great coaching. I mean, they're still there. Golden State's still there. Sacramento's falling out of the ways. And New Orleans, I suggest you go back to the lottery. So with that said, the Lakers are in the same kind of position they're in, top 5 team. Do they have enough now to beat the Clippers? They did last year. If Davis is healthy with a healthy Drummond, it's going to be tough on the Clippers. Even though I love their squad, I still think there's a little bit of an edge to the LA Lakers. Let's go to their roster, and I'm going to tell you why the pieces kind of make sense for this team. And we want to go straight to the depth chart and check this out. Schrader and Caruso on the second shift. Okay, these are the guys who are fringe stars. I would say Schrader was a near all-star at one point, all right? With Atlanta, he was a near all-star. So we cannot doubt his possible production. Obviously, it simmers down when you're playing with big talents, right? You're not going to be able to do the same things. But Schrader was a dog, all right? Going next up, Caldwell Pope. Haven't seen the Caldwell Pope that we saw in the playoffs. He was inconsistent throughout his career with the Lakers. If he doesn't show up and give the same type of performance, by the way, I think he was one of the key factors for them winning the championship this year or last year. So if he's not going the way he was going last year, be careful. Wes Matthews has been added as an insurance, and then you got Mr. Horton Tucker. We'll get into him in a minute. Kyle Kuzma rounds off the small forward position. When is he going to get going, right? When is he going to give you that 17 to 18 points per game? Horton Tucker, a great off-the-bench player, possible starter here in this league. Not bad for them to have him as the backup. Now, Marquise Morris at the power forward position, I think that's untrue. I think it's going to be Anthony Davis, right? He'll be the starter. LeBron James is also out. So they got a couple options here. It's obvious to me the small forward role is going to be played by LeBron James when he comes back. They kind of have LeBron James at the small forward or power forward, or Kyle Kuzma at the power forward, small forward. Then they kind of rotate between those two. So those are your stars. When they get back, you got that already hinged up. Now, automatically, they're saying Mr. Drummond will be the starter. Gasol's old in the legs. Remember that. They still got Matrice Harrell. They got Anthony Davis, right? When Davis comes back, there's no real room for Andre Drummond to be starting unless they get scary, and I don't think they'll do it. They move LeBron or Kuzma to the 2, and they have that big lineup with Schrader, LeBron, Kuzma, Anthony Davis, and Andre Drummond. That's a scary lineup to see it together. It'd be interesting to see. So Pretty obvious to me that they have the pieces. I would say they still think they need some more 3-point shooting because I'm not confident that Caldwell Pope is consistent enough. I'm not confident in Wes Matthews. Who are your sure shot 3-point shooters on this squad? I don't know. And that's the missing piece. I do not see any sure shot 3-point shooters on the squad. Neg me if I'm wrong down there. I get it. I get Caldwell Pope as a guy and Wes Matthews. I get Kuzma's improved. Tucker, more of a drive to the basket type of player. Marquise Morris shoots okay, but he's not your JJ Redick. One of the guys who I think they should have gone after to fulfill that need on the roster for a sharpshooter. They don't have it, and that's my fear in this 3-point shooting league. They don't have any muscle. But defensively, they're going to have to be one of the stronger teams in the West. I don't think they can do it with Pope and Matthews. That's the issue. I don't think they're athletic enough. Maybe Horton Tucker. I know what Kuzma's capable of. Marquise Morris is the muscle. Drummond, James. I mean, this is a defensive rated team. Probably top 3 in this league if all those guys can come together. But when I look at the 3-point shooting for the Lakers, I'm a little bit scary. I just don't see the short shot guys because of the inconsistency of Caldwell Pope, and I just don't know what I'm getting out of Wes Matthews. That said, the Lake Show made another move. They couldn't let the NBA sleep. They grabbed Drummond. Does this mean championship run again? Very close to it. I still got them in the top 3 right now. I cannot say. I got to watch how they gel. Right now, it looks good on paper, but I think there's more additions needed to this team in order for them to make a significant run in the playoffs because there could be trouble for teams that don't even want to play inside. Just want to shoot your lights out. So we're going to sign off here, man. Step back, kids. Another trade, another big move in the NBA. Lakers get Drummond. Now we got to see what happens, how they gel. I'm out of here. Peace.